At the engagement banquet, 500 guests witnessed my humiliation. Ji Beichen hugged the white moonlight who had just returned to the country and smiled. It doesn't matter who you sleep with. When Ruifeng returns, we'll just hold the wedding. I tore up the engagement agreement and, turning around, bumped into Ji Yushun, the heir of the No. 1 family in the capital. He handed over a gilded engagement letter, his voice husky. 3 days from now, I will make you the most prestigious woman in the whole capital. Ji Beichen sneered. She means nothing to the Ji family. I looked back at him. 3 days from now you'll be begging me on your knees. The Grand Hotel in the capital, banquet hall, 500 guests raised their glasses, flashbulbs popping. I stood on the stage in a custom-made white gown. With Ji Beichen beside me, he wore a sharp suit, his smile perfect, holding my hand and waving to everyone. Thank you all for coming to celebrate my engagement with Sunyan today. His voice echoed through the speakers. Sunyan is the most outstanding woman I've ever met. Thunderous applause came from the audience. I looked at him, a smile at the corner of my mouth. 3 years. 3 years ago he chased me, saying I was his goddess. 2 years ago he proposed, saying he would not marry anyone but me. 3 months ago he said we would get engaged, wanting the whole capital to witness our love. I believed him. I even refused the engagement offer from Ji Yushun, the heir of the capital's leading family. Ji Yushun offered a yearly salary of 50 million plus 5% equity, naming me his chief strategy officer. I refused because Ji Beichen said, "You being by my side is enough, you don't need to work." I gave up a multi-billion annual income career and prepared to marry him. Today is the engagement banquet. However, Ji Beichen suddenly let go of my hand. There is something I need to announce. The audience fell silent. I turned to look at him. The smile on his face had changed, becoming cold and unfamiliar. Sunyan, I'm sorry, he said. The volume was not loud, but everyone could hear him clearly through the sound system. What is it? Yu has come back, he said. She's the person I've been waiting for. The door opened. A woman walked in, wearing a white dress with long hair draped over her shoulders, smiling gently. Lin Yuro, Ji Beichen's college classmate, his white moonlight. She went abroad 3 years ago, and today she has returned. She walked onto the stage, stood beside Ji Beichen, and hooked her arm through his. The whole room erupted. Ji Beichen, what do you mean? I stared at him. Quite simple. He smiled, a cruel smile. The engagement is cancelled. What did you say? I'm talking about cancelling the engagement, he said, enunciating every word. Yuru has returned. We happened to be hosting the wedding. There were gasps from the audience below, whispers, and some people raised their phones to record. I looked into his eyes, trying to find a trace of guilt. There was none, only complacency, only mockery, only the Kandesk, ending charity from on high. Sunyan, don't worry, I won't treat you poorly. He pulled a check from his pocket. This is 10 million, considered compensation. I didn't answer. Too little, he smiled. That's right, you rejected Ji Yushun for my sake and lost 50 million a year. Then I'll give you 20 million. He tore up the check, rewrote another, and handed it over. I still didn't take it. Sunyan, don't bite the hand that feeds you. His voice chilled. Who do you think you are? You're merely my accessory. I let you stand here, so you can stand here. If I don't let you stand, you are nothing. There were people laughing downstairs. Lin Yuro leaned on his shoulder and said softly, Beichen, don't say that. Miss Su will be sad, sad. Ji Beichen wrapped an arm around her waist. What is there for her to be sad about? She didn't lose anything. He looked at me, his gaze full of contempt. Sunyan, it doesn't matter who you sleep with. Anyway, I won't marry you. When Yuru returns, we'll hold the wedding, so you can just come to drink the wedding wine. 500 pairs of eyes fixed on me. Some people were laughing, some were taking photos, some whispered, so unfortunate. I took a deep breath. Ji Beichen, are you sure? Very well. He held Lin Yuro tightly. You can go now. I nodded. Then I picked up the engagement agreement on the table and tore it up 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3. The fragments fell to the ground like snow. You think this is the end? I looked at him. Or what? He laughed. Do you still want to make a scene? I won't make a scene, I said. I'm just going to tell you something. What is it? You will regret it soon. He roared with laughter. Regret? Ji Beichen, have never regretted anything in my life. Just wait. I turned to leave. Sunyan, he said from behind. You're nothing after leaving the GU family. Your company, your connections, your resources all rely on me. Without me, you're just an ordinary woman. I stopped in my tracks and turned to look at him. GU Beichen, you're wrong. What's the mistake? My company is mine to run, my resources are earned by me, and my network is built by me. You are just one of the clients I have collaborated with. Customer, he sneered. Were you a customer when you slept with me? There was laughter from the audience. I clenched my fists, the nails digging into the flesh, but I didn't lose my temper. If I get angry, I've already lost. GU Beichen, you'll be on your knees begging me in 3 days. Just a dream. I stopped talking and turned to leave. At the door, someone blocked my way, a man in a black suit, 188 meters tall, with a powerful presence. He leaned against the doorframe, holding a glass of red wine, a smile at the corner of his mouth. Jiyushin, the heir of the capital's wealthiest family, ranked third on Forbes' list, the young master of the GU family. I refused him before, and now he appears at my engagement party. Miss Su, congratulations on becoming single again. He raised his glass. Sir GU, are you here to see a joke? No. He set down his wine glass and pulled. He took an envelope from his suit pocket. I'm here to deliver something. What is it? An engagement letter. I was stunned. Last time you refused. Now I want to ask you again, he said. Be my chief strategy officer, with an annual salary of 100 million and 10% of the shares. The whole courtroom fell silent. GU Beichen's expression changed. Jiyushin, what do you mean? Jiyushin didn't look at him. He looked at me. Sunyan, come with me. I looked at that gilded envelope and reached out to take it. I promise. GU Beichen charged over. Sunyan, you dare? I turned to him. Why wouldn't I dare? You signed the engagement agreement. You are my fiancé. I tore it. I held up the fragments in my hand. You said it yourself. The engagement is cancelled. He was speechless. Lin Yuro pulled his arm. Beichen, don't, shut up. He shook her off, staring at me. Sunyan, have you thought this through? If you go against me, you're going against the entire GU family. GU family. Jiyushin smiled. GU Beichen, you better make this clear. In Beijing, there is only one GU family, and that's my family. That North Star group of yours is nothing in my eyes. GU Beichen's face turned ashen. 3 days from now, Jiyushin said, I will hold an engagement banquet with Sunyan. You are welcome to come and drink the wedding wine. He reached out his hand. I linked my arm with his and walked out of the banquet hall. A roar rang out behind me from GU Beichen. Sunyan, you will regret this. I didn't look back. In the corridor, Jiyusha let go of my hand. Sunyan, does what you just said count now? What sentence? An annual salary of 100 million, 10% of the shares. Count me in, I said. But I have conditions. Speak. I want to borrow your resources to take down Beichen Group. He smiled. I expected you'd say something like that. Beichen Group. I've wanted to move against it for a long time. Why? Because GU Beichen stole 3 of my projects and poached 5 of my executives. He said, I've waited a long time for this day. I looked at him. So you were intentional today. Intentional about what? Intentionally appearing when I was humiliated. Intentionally giving me the engagement letter. Intentionally saying you would marry me. He was silent for 2 seconds. Yes. Why? Because you're worth it, he said. You're the best strategic advisor in the country. I need you. As for GU Beichen, he is merely a side benefit. I nodded. All right. Then let's talk business. Not about feelings. Not about them. Deal. He reached out his hand. I held it. When the elevator doors opened, we stepped in. 3 days from now, he said, I will let the whole capital know that you, Sunyan, are not to be trifled with. Not even 3 days. I pulled out my phone. Tomorrow will be enough. What are you going to do? I want Beichen Group's market value to evaporate by 100 billion. I dialed a number. Kerry Ju, it's me. Help me pull up all financial data for Beichen Group, including related party transactions and off-balance sheet activities. The voice on the other end of the line trembled. President Su, you're back. You're back. I've waited for you for 3 years. Hotel VIP lounge. 10 p.m. I sit on the sofa, a computer spread out in front of me. Jiyushin sits opposite, holding his phone. Sunyan, do you really plan to finish off Beichen in 3 days? He asked. Not finish off. I lowered my head. It's to keep it half dead. What do you need me to do? Lend me 2 billion. Send me the account. I looked up at him. Aren't you going to ask what it's for? No need to ask, he said. I trust you. The phone vibrated. 20 billion had arrived. And also, I said, help me arrange meetings with Director Zhu, General Manager Wang, and General Manager Li at 9:00 tomorrow morning at the Financial Street Club. All three, they're competitors. You're meeting them together, just to make an appointment. I smiled. I'll make them bid. Bid for what? North Star Group's debts. Ji Yushen's eyes lit up. Are you going to acquire North Star's debt? Beichen has 37 billion in bank loans, due next month, I said. If I buy the debt now, I can push it to bankruptcy next month. But the bank won't sell it to you, so I will make the bank have to sell. How to push? Use the CSRC. I open the computer and pull up a document. GU Beichen engaged in financial fraud in the past 3 years, exaggerating revenue by 2 billion and profits by 500 million. All these figures are in the GU Shanai walked over to look at the screen. Where did you get the data from? I helped him with it. I said, every report bears my signature, but I left one hand in reserve. What is it? I kept 2 sets of books, one for him, one here with me. Ji Yushen let out a cold breath. Sun Yan, you're really ruthless, not cruel. I closed the laptop. It's self-preservation. In our line of work, leaving no evidence is equivalent to sending yourself to die. 9 o'clock the next morning. Financial Street Club Director Zhu, General Manager Wang, and General Manager Li sat in the conference room. The 3 of them looked grim. Director Su, you said there was an urgent matter. What is it? Director Zhu asked. I sat down and turned on the projection. The financial statements of Beichen Group appeared on the screen. Gentlemen, Beichen Group has a loan maturing next month. Each of you has one. Director Zhu has won 2 billion, President Wang 1 billion, and President Li won 5 billion, totaling 37 billion. We know, President Wang said. Beichen will renew the loan. No, why? Because Beichen's pledge rate isn't enough, I said. The stock price has fallen by 30%, and the collateral value is insufficient, according to risk control requirements. You cannot renew the loan. The 3 of them sized each other up. President Su, what exactly are you trying to say? President Li asked. I want to buy your debt. What do you mean? I'll buy the entire 37 billion debt. Governor Zhu smiled. President Su, banks won't sell debt. Fine. I produced a document. If the CSRC uncovers Beichen Finance's fraud, the stock price will keep falling, and the collateral will be worth even less. By then, don't expect to recover the principal, let alone the interest. Are you threatening us? I'm helping you, I said. Sell to me now, and you can get back your principal. When Beichen faces a crisis, you can only get back 30%. The 3 were silent. I'll give you 3 days to think it over. I stood up. 3 days later, if you don't sell, I'll hand Beichen's financial data to the Securities Regulatory Bureau, then we'll all go down together. I left the conference room. In the corridor, Ji Yushen leaned against the wall. Finish talking. Did they agree? No, I said. But they will. Why are you so sure? Because people are selfish. I pressed the elevator button. They won't risk their careers for Beichen. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Beichen Group. I walked into the hall, and the receptionist stopped me. Miss, who are you looking for? GU Beichen. Do you have an appointment? No, but you'll let me go up. On what grounds? With this, I showed her my phone screen. It displayed the core data of Beichen Group's financial falsification. The receptionist's expression changed, and she hurriedly dialed a number. 3 minutes later, GU Beichen's secretary came down to meet me. The elevator reached the 38th floor. The door opened, and GU Beichen stood at the office door, his face ashen. Sun Yan, what are you doing here? To talk business. We have nothing to talk about. Yes, I walked into his office. About the life and death of Beichen Group. He closed the door. What do you mean? I know you've faked the accounts. I sat down. I also know you've shifted assets. I also know you bribed people. His face changed. Do you have evidence? Yes. What do you want? Publicly apologize, I said, in front of everyone. Admit that you are a liar. He laughed. Dream on. Then there's no talking. I stood up to leave. Stop, he roared. You think you can threaten me with those things? I have someone backing me. Who? You wouldn't want to know. Well, I don't care. I turned to look at him. GU Beichen, I'm giving you the last chance. Apologize publicly. Then disappear, otherwise, in 3 days you will have nothing. Are you trying to scare me? It's not to scare you, I said, it's to inform you. I walked out of the office in the corridor. Lin Yuru stood there, pale. Miss Su, she called after me. I want to talk to you. About what? Bei Chen he is not a bad person, not my problem, but he really loves you. She said, he just what? Just cares too much about face. I laughed. Lin Yuro, you get this straight. He humiliated me in public, saying it doesn't matter who I sleep with. Is that what you call face saving? She lowered her head. Also, I said, do you really think he loves you? What do you mean? He chases you because you have a piece of land at home. That piece of land is worth FAV got 5 billion, and he wants to buy it. She widened her eyes. You're talking nonsense. Look it up yourself, I said. The land title is under your father's name. Gu Beichen being with you is for that land. She shook her head. Impossible. He can't be. Believe it or not. I stepped into the elevator. The moment the elevator doors closed, I saw her crouching on the floor, crying. At 8 o'clock in the evening, in my studio, old Ju has sent over the data. Boss Su, we found it. Over the past 3 years, Gu Beichen transferred assets of 400 million yuan, all into his personal overseas accounts. What else? He bribed 53 million, targeting 3 government officials. All transfer records are available. Can you prove it? Yes, every entry is recorded. Good, I said. Tomorrow morning, deliver the documents to the Securities Regulatory Bureau, the Public Security Bureau, and the Tax Bureau, 3 copies for each. Understood. I hung up, and the phone rang again. It was an unknown number. Sun Yan, it's me, Gu Beichen's voice. What is it? I've thought about it. We can talk. About what? About the apology, and the condition. I'll give you 200 million. You hand me the evidence. Too late. What do you mean? At 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, the Securities Regulatory Bureau will receive all your criminal evidence. There was 5 seconds of silence on the other end of the line. Sun, are you crazy? Do you know what happens if you oppose me? Know it, I said. Win. Why you? Gu Beichen, do you still remember what you said yesterday? What sentence? You said that if I left the Gu family, I would be nothing. He didn't speak. Tomorrow you will know who is nothing. I hung up the phone. At 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, in front of the Securities Regulatory Bureau, I stood on the steps, watching the staff take the documents. The phone vibrated. It was Gu Shen. Sun Yan, the stock price has started to fall. How much has it fallen? 5%, and it's still falling. Let the media release the news, I said. Bei Chen Group's financial fraud, and the regulator has filed a case. Let it go. Contact the 3 major short-selling institutions again and have them increase their short-selling efforts. Contact has been made. Alright, waiting to collect the money. I hung up at 10 o'clock. Beichen Group's stock price hit the limit down. At 11 o'clock, Gu Beichen issued a statement to deny the rumors. At 12 o'clock, the official response from the CSRC, a case has been opened against Beichen Group. The stock price hit the limit down for the second time by 3:00 p.m. Closing. Beichen Group's market value had evaporated 12 billion. Gu Beichen called me. His voice was trembling. Sun Yan, what do you really want? I said. A public apology. Impossible. Then let it keep dropping. I hung up the phone. On the top floor of Gu's building. At 9 o'clock in the morning, Gu Shen's office is 300 square meters, with a full wall of floor-to-ceiling windows, and it can overlook the entire capital. I sit on the sofa, with 3 computers spread out in front of me. The screens are filled with red and green numbers. Sun Yan, shall we continue today? Gu Shen asks. Continue. The stock price has already fallen by 30%. If it falls further, Beichen will collapse. Just let it collapse. Aren't you afraid that Gu Beichen will lash out in desperation? What's there to be afraid of? I take a sip of coffee. Does he have any evidence? Does he have resources? Does he have connections? Yes. Who? His father. I put the cup down. Isn't Gu Beichen's father retired? Retired. But the connections are still there, Gu Shen says. His father and Commissioner Ju were college classmates. If you ask Commissioner Ju to sell the claim, his father can stop it with one phone call. I frown. Why didn't you say so earlier? I wanted to see if you could handle it. And what happened? The result is that you can't handle it, he says with a smile. So I'll handle it. How did you handle it? I have my father too. He dials a number. Dad, help me arrange a meeting with Uncle Gu this afternoon. There is a conversation on the other end of the line. Yes, about Sunyan. Alright, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. After hanging up, he looks at me. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. At the GU family's old residence. You come with me. What for? To negotiate terms. 3:00 p.m. At the GU family's old residence. This is one of the oldest houses in the capital, a traditional 4-entrance courtyard with 3 courtyards. Just the land VA. The value is 50 billion. GU Shen's father, Old Master GU, sits in the main hall. Beside him is GU Jongwo, the father of GU Beichen. Sit, old mister. GU gestured towards the chair GU Shen, and I sat down. Are you Sunyan? GU Jongwo looked at me. Yes, you meddled with my son's company. Your son provoked me first. What did he do to you? He publicly humiliated me, saying it didn't matter who I slept with. GU Jongwo was silent for a few seconds. That's his private affair, but he uses Beichen Group's money to bribe, transfers Beichen Group's assets, and falsifies Beichen Group's financial statements. This is official business. Do you have evidence? Yes, I put the documents on the desk. GU Jongwo opened them, and his face grew increasingly grim. Are these all real? Each page can be authenticated. He closed the files and took a deep breath. What do you want? 2 options, I said. First, have your son publicly apologize, resign voluntarily, and transfer the shares to me. Second, I continue to short sell, cause Beichen Group to go bankrupt, and your son will go to prison. Why you, Uncle GU? I've given your son a chance. He doesn't cherish it. GU Jongwo looked at old GU. Old GU, can you do something about this? Old GU took a sip of tea. Can't do anything. We can't manage the younger generation nowadays. Then watch her ruin my son. Your son is digging his own grave. Old Master GU put down his teacup, humiliating the girl in public. Even I would have dealt with him. GU Jongwo's face turned pale. Sunyan, he looked at me. Give me 3 days. I will make my son apologize. 1 day, 2 days, 1.5 days, I said. Before tomorrow at midnight, I want to see a public apology video. Otherwise, at 8 o'clock the day after tomorrow, all materials will be handed over to the prosecutor's office. GU Jongwo stood up. You're ruthless. Thank you. Walking out of the GU family's old residence, GU Shen looked at me. Sunyan, are you really not afraid, at all? Afraid of what? Afraid of the GU family seeking revenge. You're also from the GU family. I am. But my dad isn't his dad, so I'll protect you. I looked at him and asked, GU Shen, why are you helping me? I've said it. It's because you're worth this price. Is it only because of this? What do you think? I didn't answer. After getting in the car, my phone vibrated. Old Ju sent a message. President Su, Director. Ju called and said he's willing to sell the debt claim. How much is it? 3.5 billion. Counteroffer at 3 billion. He said at least 3.2 billion. Deal. Around 10 o'clock at night. In the studio, I stared at the screen. The Beichen Group stock price had already fallen by 40%. GU Shen pushed the door open and walked in with 2 glasses of wine. A little celebration. A celebration for what? We're celebrating you making Beichen Group's market value evaporate by 200 billion. Not yet, I said, declining the alcohol. GU Beichen hasn't apologized yet. He can say it well. How do you know? Because his dad hit him. I looked up and asked, what? GU Jongwo slapped GU Beichen in the face. GU Shen smiled. At the old GU residence, in front of everyone. Why? Because GU Beichen insulted you, and the words were very harsh. GU Jongwo couldn't stand it any longer and gave him a slap. I was silent for a few seconds. GU Shen, do you think GU Beichen would really apologize? Yes, he put the wine down, because he has no choice. The phone rang. GU Beichen, Sunyan, tomorrow at 10 in the morning, there will be a press conference. I will publicly apologize. Okay, but I have conditions. Speak after the apology. You give me all the evidence. No, then I won't apologize. Then wait to go to jail. There was a long silence on the other end of the line. Sunyan, you won. I know. I hung up the phone. GU Shen looked at me. Did he agree? He agreed. Are you happy? Not happy. Why? Because winning against a useless person isn't something to be happy about. At the press conference, it was 10 o'clock in the morning in the capital city, at the Grand Hotel, in the same banquet hall. 500 seats were all filled with reporters. I sat in the front row, next to GU Shen on the stage. Ji Beichen stood, his face ashen. He wore a grey suit, his tie tied tightly, as if choking himself. Dear media friends, his voice hoarse. Today I want to announce something. The flashbulbs went off in a shower. I, Ji Beichen, during the past 3 years while managing Beichen Group, have engaged in illegal activities such as financial fraud and asset transfers. I am deeply ashamed and apologize to all shareholders, employees, and partners. He bowed 90 degrees. The hall was quiet, only the sound of the shutter. At the same time, I want to apologize to MS Sunyan. He looked at me. MS Sunyan. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have humiliated you in public, and I shouldn't have said those words. I was wrong. He bowed again, this time at 60 degrees. I stared at him and said nothing. I announced that I resigned from the positions of chairman and president of Beichen Group. All of my shares will be transferred to MS Sunyan. The whole room erupted. A reporter raised his hand. Mr. Gu, why are you transferring your shares? Because I owe her. Mr. Gu, will you go to jail? I don't know, Mr. Gu. Does Miss Lin Euro know about these things? His face changed color. It's none of her business. But she is your fiancé. We have already broken up. Someone in the audience laughed. I stood up and walked onto the stage. Everyone, I have a few words to say. Everyone fell silent. First, I accept Ji Beichen's apology, but I won't forgive. Ji Beichen's face grew paler. Second, I won't take any shares of Beichen Group. I will distribute them to all the employees. 1 share for each person. There was applause from the audience. Third, I looked at Ji Beichen. Ji Beichen, you didn't lose to me, you lost to yourself. He lowered his head. If you hadn't humiliated me in public, if you hadn't treated me as a mere accessory, if you had even a shred of respect for me, we wouldn't be at this point. He clenched his fist. But you didn't. You treated me as a commodity, as a tool, as cheap, worthless trash. Sunyan, he wanted to speak. Shut up, I said. I haven't finished yet. The whole courtroom fell silent. You have taught me 3 things. First, a woman cannot rely on a man. Second, a man can be trusted. Even a pig will climb a tree. Third, never underestimate a woman who has been humiliated. I walked off the stage. Ji Yushin stands up and applauds. The whole hall erupts in applause. Ji Beichen stands on the stage, his face turning from pale grey to deathly pale. The press conference is over. In the parking lot, Ji Beichen runs out. Sunyan, I turn around. Are you really going to allocate shares to the employees? Yes, that's 300 billion. I know, you're crazy. I'm not crazy. I say, I just don't need your dirty money. He freezes. Ji Beichen, do you know why you lost? Why? Because you think money is everything. But there are some things money can't buy. Like what? Such as dignity, such as respect, such as me. I get in the car. He stands there, unmoving. In the rearview mirror, his figure grows smaller and smaller. At night, in the studio, Ji Yushin pushes the door open, holding a bottle of champagne. So, Nyan, you're so handsome today. Just ordinary. What do you mean by ordinary? You made Ji Beichen apologize in public and let everyone in the capital know he's a liar. Is that ordinary? He apologized because he had no choice, not because he truly thinks he's wrong. That's not important. Ji Yushin pours a drink. What's important is that he lost. You won. I take the wine. Not over yet. Not over yet. He has already quit his job. But he hasn't gone to jail yet. Ji Yushin is stunned. Are you really going to put him in jail? He transferred 400 million in assets, bribed 50 million, and committed financial fraud, worth 2 billion. These things are enough for him to serve 10 years. But you promised him that an apology would mean no pursuit. I didn't promise, I said. I only said that if he doesn't apologize, he'll go to prison. I didn't say that if he apologizes, he won't be imprisoned. Ji Yushin smiled. Sunyan, you're really a devil. Thank you. The phone rang. Laoju, President Su. The Procuratorate has filed a case. Ji Beichen is suspected of 3 charges: embezzlement of duties, bribery, and fraudulent issuance. When will they arrest someone? Tomorrow morning. Okay. After hanging up, Ji Yushin looked at me. You arranged it long ago. Yes. Since when? From the moment he humiliated me at the engagement banquet. I stood up. Ji Yushin, thank you for helping me. But for what comes next? I will handle it myself. What is it? Watching him be arrested. The next morning at 7, at Ji Beichen's villa, I sat in the car, Watching the door at 7:15, 3 police cars drove up. 7 policemen got out of the car and rang the doorbell. The door opened, and Jiu Beichen stood in his pajamas at the doorway. Jiu Beichen, you are suspected of embezzlement, taking bribes, and issuing fraudulently. Come with us. His face paled. You've got it wrong. No mistake. This is an arrest warrant. He looked around and saw my car. He charged over and tapped on the car window. Sun Yan, you promised me. You said that if I apologized, you wouldn't pursue this. I rolled down the car window. I'm talking about you. You're going to jail if you don't apologize. I didn't say you wouldn't go to jail unless you apologized. You lied to me. I didn't lie to you. I just didn't tell you the whole truth. He roared. You whore. The police pulled him away. Jiu Beichen, stay calm. He was shoved into the police car. The police car drove away. I sat in the car, watching the empty villa entrance. My phone buzzed. Jiushin, did you see it? I did. Are you happy? Not happy. Why? Because winning over a worthless person isn't worth celebrating. In the detention center visitation room, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Jiu Beichen was wearing an orange vest. His hair was messy, and his eyes were red and swollen. When he saw me, his eye sockets reddened. Sun Yan, I beg you, drop the case. No, I'll give you anything you want. You have nothing left. I still have. What else is there? The shares are gone. The company is gone. The money is gone. What else do you have? He fell silent. Jiu Beichen, do you know what your biggest problem is? What is it? You think everything belongs to you. The shares are yours. The company is yours, and I am also yours, but you're not in control of everything. I know I was wrong. It's too late. I stood up. Sun Yan, he yelled, are you really going to have me jailed? The law will decide. Why you, Jiu Beichen, reform yourself properly. After 10 years, you can start anew. I left. His sobs came from behind me at the private club on Financial Street. At 8 o'clock in the evening, Jiushin has arranged a dinner with the heads of the 3 major financial conglomerates. Director Su, I heard you put Jiu Beichen inside. President Wang raised his cup. It wasn't me who sent him in, it was the law. Ha ha, well said, President. Li laughed. Who runs Beichen Group now? I do. Why are you meddling? Weren't you not interested in the shares? I don't want them, but I can manage them. Jiushin bought 40% of the shares. I'll help him manage them. So what will Beichen Group do in the future? Transform. I opened the projector. Shift from high-end manufacturing to new energy. This is the plan. Dense data filled the screen. 3 executives watched for 10 minutes. President Su, how much money do we need to invest in this plan? Mr. Wang asked. At least 200 billion. Where would the money come from? You're on board. The 3 of them looked at each other in surprise. Why should we get involved? Because the return on investment is 30%. 30%. Mr. Li's eyes lit up. Really, really. The plan is here. You can have a third party verify it. The 3 of them watched for another 10 minutes. I'll invest 5 billion. Mr. Wang spoke first. I'll invest 5 billion, said Mr. Li. I'll also invest 5 billion, said Mr. Ju. Deal. I raised my glass at the gate of the club. Jiushin sent me off. Sun Yan, you handled 20 billion in just 1 day. Not in 1 day. I said, it's 3 years. I have been working on this plan for 3 years. 3 years ago you wanted to work on new energy. Yes, but Jiu Beichen wouldn't let me. Why? Because he thinks the risk is too great. Now I decide. I get into the car. Sun Yan, Jiushin called to stop me. Tomorrow night, I have a banquet at my house. My dad wants to meet you. What is it? He wants you to be the chief advisor of Goose Group. I have a company. It's not in conflict. It's a part-time job. What's the annual salary? 200 million. Deal. The next evening, at the GU family old residence in the banquet hall, more than 100 people gathered, all prominent figures in the capital. Old Master GU sat at the main seat, and he waved when he saw me enter. Su Nyan, come over. I walked over. Sit. I sat down. I heard you came up with a new energy solution, with a return of 30%. Yes, I'll invest 100 billion. The whole hall fell silent. 100 billion. With old Master Gu's involvement, it's 100 billion. Grandpa GU. Are you serious? Serious. He took a sip of alcohol. I read your plan. It's good. Better than that brat at my house. Jiushin joked nearby. Dad, can you not always tease me? I'm speaking the truth, old master. Jiu looked at me. Sun Yan, Do you have a boyfriend? No. So what do you think of my family's Ji Yushin? Dad, Ji Yushin blushed. What's the matter? Is it not okay if I ask? The whole crowd laughed. I looked at Ji Yushin. Young Master Ji Yu is pretty good, then we'll be together, but I don't want to date. Why? Because I was just hurt by a scumbag and have a shadow. Old Master Ji Yu nodded. We'll talk about it when the shadows are gone. Okay. The banquet ended. Ji Yushin sent me off. Sun Yan. Don't take my father's words to heart. Why? Because he thinks anyone I look at, he wants me to marry. Does it include Lin Yuro? He was stunned. Lin Yuro, the white moonlight of Jiyu Beichen. What's wrong with her? She came to see me. Why did she come to you, begging me to spare Jiyu Beichen? Did you spare him? No. Why? Because she is not worth it. What's her relationship with Jiyu Beichen? Not really, I said. Jiyu Beichen is dating her because of a piece of land from her family. What land? Over there in the western outskirts. It's worth 5 billion. Jiyu Beichen wants to buy it. Yes, but Lin Yuro's father won't sell, so Jiyu Beichen is pursuing Lin Yuro for that piece of land. Yes. Do you know Lin Yuro? Now I know. Who told her? Me. Ji Yushin smiled. Sun Yan, you really dare to say anything? Is there anything about the truth that you dare not say? Hospital ICU. 2 a.m. The phone rang. It was Jiyu Beichen's mother. Sun Yan. Beichen's father had an accident. What? Is it? A heart attack? Being rescued? I rushed to the hospital in the corridor. Mrs. Jiyu sat on a chair crying. Jiyu Beichen's younger brother Jiyu Beiming stood nearby, his face pale as death. What's going on? I asked. My dad watched the news and found out Beichen was captured. He had a heart attack out of anger, Jiyu Beiming said. What did the doctor say? Not good. They're trying to resuscitate him. I sit on the side. Mother Jiyu grabs my hand. Sun Yan, Auntie begs you, save Beichen. If his father has an accident, this family will fall apart. Auntie, I can't save him. He broke the law, and the law will convict him. But you can drop the charges. I can't. Why? Because he really broke the law. Mother Jiyu loosens my hand and starts crying again. The doors to the resuscitation room open, and the doctors come out. Who are the family members? I am. Mrs. Jiyu rushes forward. The patient's condition is stable, but hospitalization for observation is required. Mrs. Jiyu collapses to the ground. Jiyu Beiming helps her up. Mom, it's okay now. I stand up to leave. Sun Yan. Jiyu Beiming calls me back. Thank you for coming to see my father. You're welcome. The Beichen matter. You really can't withdraw the lawsuit. No, even if my dad, no matter what your dad does, he falls silent. Jiyu Beiming. Do you know what your brother did? Clearly. Then do you think he should go to prison? He is silent for a long time. Yes, then don't try to persuade me. At the old family mansion, on the second afternoon, old Master Jiyu calls me over, saying there is an important matter. When I arrive, I find Jiyu Zhongwo there as well. Sun Yan, sit. Old Master Jiyu gestures to the chair. I sit down. I called you here today for one thing. Old Master Jiyu says. The future of Beichen Group. The future of Beichen Group is clear, to transform into new energy. But Beichen Group owes the bank 37 billion. How do you plan to repay it? It's not necessary to repay. Why? Because I have already bought the debt, a debt of 37 billion, and I only spent 2 billion. How should this debt be handled? Converted into shares. Converted into shares. Yes, the bank became a shareholder of Beichen Group, and we will grow the company together, then go public and exit. Jiyu Zhongwo looked at me. Sun Yan, your move is really brilliant. Thank you. But Beichen Group is now leaderless. Who will manage it? I will. You. Yes. Ji Yushin holds 40%. The bank holds 30%. Employee stock ownership is 20%. And I hold 10%. I am the largest individual shareholder. So I'm in charge. When did you buy the shares? Yesterday. Where did you buy them from? From the secondary market. How much money did you spend? 500 million. Where did the money come from? Lent by Ji Yushin. Jiyu Zhongwo looked at Ji Yushin. Did you lend 50 billion to her? Yes. Why? Because she's worth it. Jiyu Zhongwo shook his head. You young people, I really don't understand you. In the evening, at the studio, Ji Yushin came to see me, holding a document in his hand. Sun Yan, take a look at this. What is it? Her father Lin Yuru has agreed to sell the land. Who is he selling to? Jiyu Beiming. Jiyu Beiming. Isn't that Jiyu Beichen? Correct. Ji Beichen was arrested, and Ji Beiming took over Beichen Group's real estate business. How much is it? 1,400 million. Was it done? Not yet. Lin Yuruo's dad has a condition. What condition? Let you handle the talk. Why? Because he said he only trusts you. I was stunned. He only trusts me. He and I aren't even close. But he knows you brought down Beichen Group and knows you are capable. He said he only talks with capable people. I smiled. Fine, I'll go. The next day, in the western suburbs, her father, Lin Zhongwo, was waiting for me in the villa. Miss Su, please sit. I sat down. I heard you want to buy my land. It's not me, it's Ji Beiming. But Ji Beiming is your person. No, he is Ji Beichen's younger brother. It's none of my business. But he listens to you. He doesn't listen to me. He listens to the market. Lin Zhongwo laughed. Miss Su, you're very good at talking. Thank you. I can sell this piece of land, but I have one condition. What condition? You must guarantee that Ji Beichen will not come to harass my daughter again. I can't guarantee that. I'm not him. But you can put him in prison. He's already in prison, not yet sentenced. A sentence is what counts. How long do you want him to be sentenced to? The longer, the better. I looked at him. Mr. Lin, do you hate him? He deceived my daughter for 3 years. Do you think I should hate him or not? Then you should go report it. Report what? Fraud. He tricked your daughter's feelings and tricked you out of the land. Is there evidence? He said it to my face himself, that he was after your daughter for that piece of land. I have the recording. Lin Zhongwo froze. Really? Do you want to hear it? Yes. I opened my phone. In the recording, Ji Beichen's voice was clear. Sun Yan, do you think I really love Lin Yuro? I love that piece of land of her family. That land is worth 50 billion. Once I get it, I'll sell it right away and make 20 billion. Lin Zhongwo's face turned ashen. Miss Su, can you give me this recording? Yes, thank you. He copied the recording. Miss Su, about the land matter. I agree to sell. 48 billion, not a penny less. Okay, but I want cash. Alright. After leaving the villa, Jiyushin waiting for me in the car. Did you close the deal? Yes, we did. How much is it? 4.8 billion. Cash. Where does the money come from? You pay, then I pay. Didn't you say you trusted me? He smiled. Fine, I'll go. Cafe 3:00 p.m. Lin Yuru asked me to meet. She was wearing a white dress, her hair down, eyes red and swollen. Miss Su, thank you. Thank what? Thank you for letting me see Ji Beichen clearly. You're welcome. That recording, is it real? Yes, truly. Did he ever love me? No, she cried. Lin Yuro, you are only 25, you still have plenty of time. But I feel like my life is over. Why? Because I loved him for 5 years. 5 years. That's all, I said. I wasted 3 years on him. Are you worse off than me? She looked up. Aren't you sad? No, I'm not sad. Why? Because he isn't worth it. She wiped her tears. Miss Su, I want to help you. Help me with what? Help you bring down Beichen Group. Beichen Group has already collapsed, but not completely collapsed yet. After Ji Beiming took over, it began to recover. What do you want to do? I know all of Ji Beichen's secrets. What secret? He has an overseas account with 15 billion. It's what he transferred out from Beichen Group over the years. Do you know the account number? Yes, he even asked me to help transfer the funds. Do you have any records? Yes, every single one of them I looked at. Lin Yuru, do you know what you're doing? Yes, I am helping you. And you're also harming Ji Beichen. He deserves it. Aren't you afraid he'll retaliate? He's in jail, how could he retaliate? I nod. Okay, give me the information. She took out a USB drive. It's all inside. I took the USB drive. What do you want? I don't want anything. Then why are you helping me? Because I want you to win. At night, the studio, I plug the USB drive into the computer. The file opens, densely packed with numbers, 1500 million, transfer records, account information, timestamps, all crystal clear. Old Jew stands nearby, inhaling sharply. President Su, if this goes to the procuratorate, Ji Beichen will get at least 5 more years. I know. Are you going to pay? Yes. When? Now. I dialed the prosecutor's office. Commissioner Ju, I have new evidence. What evidence? Ji Beichen also has an overseas account with 15 billion. There was a silence on the other end of the line for a few seconds. Are you sure? Confirmed. Transfer records and account information are all available. Deliver it tomorrow morning. Okay, The next morning at the procuratorate, I handed the USB drive to Prosecutor Zhu. He looked at it for 10 minutes, his expression growing sterner. Sun Yan, where did you get these pieces of evidence? Lin Yuruo gave them to me. Why is she giving it to you? Because she hates Ji Beichen. Can these pieces of evidence be used to substantiate it? Can every transfer has a bank record, it can be checked. Okay, we will file a case and start an investigation. Ji Yushan waited for me at the door after we stepped out of the procuratorate. Did you hand it in? It's handed in. How many years will Ji Beichen add? At least 5 years. So he will be sentenced to a total of 15 years. Yes, are you satisfied? Why? Because what he owes me cannot be repaid in 15 years. Detention center. Afternoon. Ji Beichen was brought in for interrogation. The prosecutor laid the new evidence in front of him. Ji Beichen, is this overseas account yours? His face turned pale. No. Then why is your signature on the transfer record? That is forged. We have already verified with Credit Suisse. The account holder is you. He collapsed into the chair. Ji Beichen, you are suspected of transferring 15 billion in assets plus the previous 400 million, totaling 19 billion. According to the penal code, you will be sentenced to at least 15 years. I want to see a lawyer. Okay, but with solid evidence, even a lawyer can't help you. He was led away. In the corridor he saw me. Sun Yan, you've ruined me. Ruined you? You ruined yourself. Why you? Gu Beichen, after 15 years you will come out. I hope you can be a good person. I left. A roar came from behind him. In the old Jiyu household at night, old Master Jiyu invited me to dinner. Sun Yan, I heard you also found out Ji Beichen's overseas account. Yes, 1.5 billion. Yes, how do you plan to handle this money? Return it to Beichen Group, and then distribute to the employees. Old Master Jiyu nodded. Good child. Thank you, Grandpa Jiyu. Sun Yan, I have a question for you. You may ask, do you really not hate Ji Beichen? Hatred. So why did you return the money to the company? Because it's the company's money, not mine. You don't have to pay me back. But I did. Why? Because I don't want to become a person like him. Old Master Jiyu looked at me, his eyes welling up. Sun Yan, you are a good child. If Ji Yushan marries you, it will be his good fortune. I look at Ji Yushan, he lowers his head, his ears turning red. The Four Seasons Hotel, Hong Kong, 8:00 p.m. Ji Yushan asked me to come to Hong Kong, saying there is something important. I arrived and found 5 people sitting in the meeting room, 3 foreigners, 2 Chinese. Sun Yan, this is the president of Asia Pacific at KKR. This is the head of Greater China at Blackstone. This is the managing director and chair of Goldman Sachs Asia. I was stunned. What's going on? They want to acquire Beichen Group. Beichen Group is mine, not for sale. The president of KKR smiled. Miss Su, we offer 500 billion, not for sale, 600 billion, not for sale, 700 billion. I said not for sale. He frowned. Miss Su, do you know how much 700 billion is? I know, but I still won't sell. Why? Because Beichen Group is worth 100 billion. The whole courtroom fell silent. Miss Su, on what basis do you say it is worth 100 billion? With this, I turned on the projector. The screen shows Beichen Group's development plan for the next 5 years. Beichen Group will pivot to new energy, aiming to be in the top 3 in the industry within 3 years. With revenue surpassing 100 billion and net profit of 20 billion in 5 years, at a 20 times price-earnings ratio, the market value would be 400 billion. They read it and fell silent. Miss Su, this plan is too aggressive. Not radical. I've secured 200 billion in investments, including 100 billion from GU Group and 150 billion from the 3 major conglomerates. Then we need to reconsider. No need to reconsider. I won't sell. Ji Yushan walked out of the meeting room and looked at me. Sun Yan, you refused 700 billion. Yes. Do you know what 700 billion means? Yes, it means I can retire. So why don't you sell? Because I don't want to retire. What do you want to do? I want to make Beichen Group reach 400 billion. Can you really do it? Yes. How long? 5 years. What if I can't do it? Then I'll compensate you 100 billion. He laughed. Okay, I'll bet with you. The next day, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Beichen Group stock was listed in Hong Kong. Opening price was $28, up 10%. The closing price was 31 yuan, up 20%. Ji Yushan looked at the screen. Sun Yan, the market value has risen by 200 million. This is only the beginning. What's next? Next, acquire 3 new energy companies. Which 3? The first one, Sunshine Energy, the second, Trina Solar, the third, Goldwind Technology. The three together amount to 300 billion. I know. Where does the money come from? Secondary issuance. How much will be issued? 20%. Dilute your stake. Yes, but the total market value will rise. 1 month later, Beichen Group announced its acquisition of Sunshine Energy. The stock price rose to 40 yuan. 2 months later, it acquired Trina Solar. The stock price rose to 50 yuan. 3 months later, acquiring Goldwind Technology. The stock price rose to 65 yuan. The Northern Star Group's market value surpassed 100 billion. Ji Yushin is in the office looking at the screen, laughing so hard he can barely keep his smile from spreading. Yunuanian, you did it. Not finished yet. What else to do? Also want to acquire GU Beichen's shares. Hadn't his shares already been given to you? Gave them, but they're still under his name. I want to buy them. How much is it? 1 yuan. 1 yuan. Yes, because he owes me money. The court in the afternoon. GU Beichen's shares were auctioned. The starting bid is 100 billion. No one raised a paddle. 100 billion. Does anyone bid? I raised my hand. 1 yuan. The whole courtroom fell silent. Miss Su, the starting bid is 100 billion. But GU Beichen owes me 100 billion. 100 billion. He transferred assets of 19 billion plus the 81 billion in losses he caused, totaling 100 billion. I have the court's judgment. The judge looked at the judgment. Deal 1 yuan. GU Beichen sits at the defendant's bench, his face as pale as ash. Sunyan, you already. GU Beichen, your shares are mine now. Why you lost. News conference 10 a.m. 500 reporters all seated. I stood on the stage. Everyone, today I have 3 announcements. The flashbulbs went off in a shower. First, Beichen Group is officially renamed Beichen Energy Group. A thunderous round of applause from the audience. Secondly, Beichen Energy Group will invest 50 billion and build the world's largest new energy base. Gasps. Third, Beichen Energy Group will launch an IPO. With an estimated market value of 200 billion, the whole venue erupts. Reporter raises hand. Mr. Su, with a market value of 200 billion, will you become the richest woman? I don't care about being the richest or not. Then what do you care about? I care about whether anyone dares to bully me again. In the audience, Ji Yushin was waiting for me. Sunyan, you look too handsome today. You say that every day, because it's true. Alright, enough with the flattery. Not flattery, he said seriously. Sunyan, I want to tell you something. What is it? I like you. I look at him. Ji Yushin, you said we were in a cooperative relationship. That was before, it's not anymore. What is it now? Now I want to pursue you. I don't date. Then what about marriage? I froze. What? Marriage, straight to marriage, not dating. Are you crazy? I'm not crazy, I'm serious. I stared at him for 5 seconds. Ji Yushin, you know I was just hurt by a jerk. Yes, you know I have a shadow. Yes, then you still dared to chase me. Dare, why? Because you're not the type to be trapped by shadows. I fell silent. Sunyan, I'll give you 3 days to think it over. Not even 3 days. How long then? Now, yes, I said, I promise you. He froze. Really, but I have conditions. What condition? After we marry, the company will still be mine, you can't interfere. Okay. Assets will be separated, yours to you, mine to me. Okay. And also if you cheat you will be left with nothing. Okay. Have you agreed to everything? Yes, I've agreed to everything. Why? Because I won't cheat. How can you be sure? I give my life in guarantee. I looked at him and smiled. Okay, then let's get married. 3 days later, engagement banquet, Beijing Grand Hotel, in the same banquet hall, 500 guests in the same place. But this time, standing beside me wasn't Ji Beichen, but Ji Yushin. He wore a white suit, and I wore a red gown. Everyone, thank you all for coming to my and Sunyan's engagement banquet. Ji Yushin raised his glass. Thunderous applause from the audience. 3 months ago, Sunyan was humiliated in this place. 3 months later, she stands in this place, becoming the most noble woman in all of Beijing. There were claps and tears. I want to thank someone. Ji Yushin looked at me. Sunyan, thank you for agreeing to marry me. You're welcome, I said. But you're mistaken. What is it? It's not me who marries you, it's you who marries me. The whole courtroom fell silent. Sunyan, what did you say? I said you marry me. I'll handle the wedding, buy the bridal chamber and pay the betrothal gifts. He smiled. Sunyan, are you marrying a husband or a vase? A vase, I said, as long as it's good looking. The whole venue erupts in laughter. Okay, you marry me. Be good. In the audience, grandfather Jiyu claps, smiling so hard his mouth can't close. Jiyu Mu cried, but this time it was tears of joy. Jiyu Beiming lifted his cup. Sister-in-law, congratulations. Thank you. Beichen, does he know? Yes. What did he say? He didn't say anything. Why? Because he has gone crazy. The courtroom hearings, 9 o'clock in the morning. Jiyu Beichen stands at the defendant's bench, his hair all white, so thin as to be unrecognizable. The gallery was full. The prosecutor reads the indictment: embezzlement of 19 billion, bribery of 50 million, deception in issuance, 3 charges, recommended sentence of 15 to 18 years. Defendant Jiyu Beichen, do you plead guilty? I plead guilty. Do you have anything to say? He raised his head, looked toward the watching seats, and then looked at me. Sunyan, I'm sorry to you. The whole courtroom fell silent. I humiliated you in public, saying it didn't matter who you slept with. I was wrong. He didn't cry, but his voice trembled. The biggest mistake of my life is treating you as an accessory. You're not an accessory, you're the finest woman in the entire capital. You are not worthy of marrying me. He bowed 90 degrees. Sunyan, I'm sorry. The room fell silent for 5 seconds, then someone clapped, 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, and finally the whole hall applauded. I stood up. Jiyu Beichen, I accept your apology, but I don't forgive you. He nodded. For the 15 years you'll spend in prison, I will take care of your mother. Thank you. But I won't wait for you. I know. Judge bangs gavel. Defendant Jiyu Beichen sentences 15 years of fixed-term imprisonment and a fine of 100 million. He was led away. As he reached the door, he looked back at me for a moment. There is no hatred in his eyes, only resignation. In the corridor, Jiyushin is waiting for me. Is it over? It's over. Are you sad? No, I'm not sad, really, because he isn't worth it. Detention center. In the afternoon, Gubation's lawyer came to see me. Miss Su, Jiyu Beichen would like to see you. Not seeing him. He says he has something important to tell you. What is it? About Jiyushin. I froze. Jiyushin. Yes, he said Jiyushin isn't a good person. I laughed. Is this the same old trick again? He is telling the truth. What's true? Jiyushin approached you for your proposal. What proposal? New energy plan. He wants your plan, then he'll shove you aside. What about the evidence? Yes, he recorded it. What recording? Jiyushin's phone call recording with someone else. Bring it here. The lawyer handed me the USB drive. At night, the studio. I plugged the USB drive into the computer. In the recording, Jiyushin's voice is very clear. After Sunyan's plan is finished, we will kick her out. The plan is ours, the credit is ours, the money is ours. But she will find out. So what if I found out? Does she have evidence? She has a recording. A recording can be forged. Then what will she sue us for? Can't win this case. We have money and power. I listened, sitting in the chair, unmoving. Old Jew was nearby, his face ashen. Director Su, is this true? I don't know. Do you want to search? Yes. How to check? Search Jiyushin's call records, search his transfer records, search his emails. What did you find? Found the truth. 3 days later, the results came out. Old Jew placed the documents in front of me. President Su, we found it. Jiyushin indeed colluded with someone to take away your plan. Who? President of KKR. Is that the person who intends to acquire Beichen Group? Yes, they've agreed that once your plan is finished, they'll push you out. Then KKR will invest 100 billion and turn Beichen Group into the world's largest new energy company. How much would Jiyushin get? 30%, 30 billion. I laughed. General Su, what are you smiling at? I'm smiling at myself. Men have deceived me again. What should we do now? What should we do? I stood up. Make him pay the price. On the top floor of Gu's building, 9 o'clock in the morning, I pushed the door open. Jiyushin sat behind his desk and smiled when he saw me. Sunyan, why are you here? To discuss business. What is it? Your business. He frowned. What's wrong with me? You're colluding with KKR to take my plan. His expression changed. What are you talking about? I have a recording. What recording? Record of your call with the KKR president. His face turned white. Su. Nyan, listen to my explanation. No need to explain, I already know. Jiyushin, do you think you can fool me? I didn't mean to fool you. So why did you conspire with KKR? Because I want to make money. How much do you make? 300 billion. For 300 billion. You sell me out, not for sale. What is that? He fell silent. Jiyushin, do you know I thought you were different from them. But you are all the same, all for money, for willing to sell anyone. Su. Nyan, I was wrong. Too late, I stood up. Sunyan, what are you going to do? I will make you pay. What price? You will know. 3 days later, a press conference, 500 reporters are filled in. I stood on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have an announcement. The flashbulbs went off in a shower. Mr. Ji Yushun is under investigation by the Public Security Bureau for suspected commercial fraud. The whole room erupted. Ji Yushun sat in the audience, his face deathly pale. Sunyan, you. Ji Yushun, do you think you can fool me? Do you think I don't know your plan? You're too naive. The police walked in. Mr. Ji Yushun, you are suspected of commercial fraud. Come with us. He was led away. As he reached the doorway, he looked back at me. Sunyan, you will regret this. I won't. Why? Because I'm not worth you regretting. The court. 1 month later, Ji Yushun was sentenced to 5 years. In the audience, old master Ji Yu cried. Sunyan, why do you do this? Because he deceived me. But he likes you. If you like me, you can deceive me. Old Mr. Ji Yu fell silent. Grandfather Ji Yu, I'm sorry, but I don't accept deception. Why you? I've left. I walk out of the courthouse. The sun was blinding. The phone vibrated. Old Jew. President Su. Beichen Energy Group's stock rose by 10%. Why? Because investors trust you. I laughed. President Su, what should we do next? Next, grow the company to 10 trillion. 10 trillion. Right, I want everyone to know that a woman can succeed. Without a man. Shenzhen Stock Exchange, 9 o'clock in the morning. Beichen Energy Group listing bell ringing ceremony. I am wearing a red suit, standing on the stage with old Jew lawyer Liu Lin Euro behind me, and the entire team that fights the world with me. The audience is full of people, including reporters, investors, and business leaders. President Su, the time has come. I lift the gavel and strike the bronze bell. Dong. The bells rang through the hall and the applause thundered. Numbers flash on the big screen. Beichen Energy Group, stock code 600888. Opening price 88 yuan, a rise of 30%, market value 280 billion. I became the wealthiest woman in China. Now please welcome Ms. Sunyan, chairwoman of Beichen Energy Group, to give a speech. I walked to the microphone. 1 year ago, I was humiliated in public in this city. The audience fell silent. A year later, I stand here as the richest woman in China. Applause. I'm not here to prove how strong I am. I'm here to prove that women can live well without men. The applause grew louder. Finally, I want to say one thing to everyone. Don't be afraid of being abandoned, because being abandoned is the beginning of your rebirth. Someone in the audience cried. I walk down. Lin Euro comes forward. Sister Su, you're amazing. Thank you. Thank me for what? Thank you for helping me. You're welcome. It's you who's incredible. I laughed. In the evening, a celebration banquet, Grand Capital Hotel. In the same banquet hall, 500 guests in the same place, but this time there was no one by my side. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to my celebration banquet. Applause from the audience. Today I want to announce something. The whole courtroom fell silent. I have decided to distribute 10% of Beichen Energy Group's shares to all employees. The whole venue erupted. Each person gets one portion regardless of rank or length of service. Someone cried, because of you, you are the true owners of the company. Thunderous, enduring applause. The banquet is over. The parking lot. Lin Yu chased after me. Sister Su, there is something I want to tell you. What is it? I like you. I was stunned. What? I said I like you, not that kind of like, the kind that likes. Lin Euro, you've drunk too much. I'm not drunk. I'm serious. But I don't like women. I know, but I still have to say it. I looked at her and smiled. Lin Euro, you're still young. You will encounter better people. But no one is better than you. That's something you haven't encountered yet. Alright, stop talking. Go back and get some rest early. I got into the car. Sister Su, she shouted. I rolled down the car window. I'll wait for you. Don't wait, it's a waste of time. I walked away. In the rearview mirror, she stood there unmoving. Detention center. 1 month later, Ji Beichen and Ji Yushun were in the same prison cell. You came in too? Ji Beichen asked. How long? 5 years. I am 15 years old. You deserve it. You deserve it too. They fell silent. You asked, what is Sunyan up to right now? Ji Yushun asked. She should be ringing the bell, right? Which bell? The listing bell. Did she go public? Yes, the market value is 2,800 billion. Ji Yushun forced a smile. We lost. Completely. Do you regret it? Regret it? Regret what? Regret humiliating her in public. I regret it too. Regret what? Regret deceiving her. The two of them fell silent again. You said if we had treated her a bit better back then. What would have happened now? Ji Yushan asked. I don't know, perhaps we're with her now, maybe, but there's no chance left, no more chances. 3 years later, Beichen Energy Group's market value surpasses 1 trillion. I stand in the top floor office, looking at the city outside the window. The phone vibrated. Laro Ju, President Su Jiu Beichen has behaved well in prison and will have his sentence reduced by 2 years. Got it. Ji Yushan also had his sentence reduced by 1 year. Got it. They want to see you, not seeing him. Why? Because I am not worthy of wasting their time. I hung up the phone. The sunshine is very nice outside. A new day had begun. The end.